What's up guys, my name is JDCook5 and welcome back to an episode of the Create a Club series. Before we do get into this episode, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. We start off today's episode with a simulation game against Cambridge United. We got a bit ahead of ourselves, and as you can see, we got a 4-1 victory. Araujo, Rodriguez, and Tyreek George, and also Hovrath getting on the score sheet. I was going to say Rodriguez twice then, but no, Hovrath getting the fourth goal there. It seemed to be a good start to the episode, in fairness, obviously getting 4 goals against Cambridge United at the JD Cook Arena. So we have started off with 3 points, so we've started off in a positive way, and let's crack on with the episode. Our first game of the episode that we are going to be playing is against Bolton Wanderers in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Our first round of the knockouts after surpassing the groups from Stockport County and Wrexham. So hoping for a result against Bolton Wanderers. We played them at the start of the season and we come out top trumps and we did really, really well. A lot of changes in the side today for this particular cup fixture. Pizziganako in goal with Araujo and Reyes as centre-backs. Bill on the right, Lewis on the left there. As we draw our attention to the midfield, we've got Borges, Prince and Arango. And then up front, we've got Franzak, Alonso and Tyreek George. A bit of a mix and a bit of experience at the same time. Hoping to be able to see if we can get a result here. It would be a very good way to get ourselves through to the next round with a big result. But I know Bolton are going to give us a game. Bolton's form in the league has been pretty steady, in fairness. After that game in the first one, they've actually really picked up their form. So we're going to be expecting a big game here, especially with the changes that we have made. We look to be able to see if we can create a chance in the 20th minute there, just playing out on the outside of the area. Lewis picks it out on the left-hand side. He can't get a ball into the area. Tyreek George then flies in for a tackle there, as you can see. Can't do anything with it as Bolton remain in possession. Dion Charles picks it out on the right-hand side as Araujo is dragged wide. Tries to get involved there as he makes a really good interception, but the pass is really poor at the same time. But look at that. The strength on the fella as he finds Tyreek George on the left-hand side, looking for an opportunity to find Arango as he uses his pace to draw himself into the gap. Alonso is there in support. He squares it to Alonso, and Alonso has found the back of the net. It's JD Cook 1, Bolton Wanderers 0, and Reiko Alonso gets his goal there as he celebrates in front of the home support. He's been a revelation for us, in fairness. Signing him on a free, obviously, after Charles John went on loan. I didn't really expect him to play that much, and I've introduced him in a few fixtures and I've been pleasantly surprised how good he actually is, and he's definitely one that I reckon I can actually kind of go and higher the potential, I hope anyway. It's not the best of hits, no, that you don't get me wrong, but it is a goal nevertheless, and that's exactly what means the most in this particular fixture. With 36 minutes on the clock, the first half has been pretty tame, in fairness. Both sides are cancelling each other out, no real opportunities being created whatsoever, but they try and do something here. On the 37th minute there, Cogley on the right hand side tries to get the ball into the area, but once again Araujo really strong and he outwits the attackers there, trying to find his teammates, and he does exactly that. Tyreek George found on the left hand side as Fornino looks to be able to cover the line, and that is an absolute brilliant turn from Tyreek George. He looks to find Alonso and he's done exactly that, but he shrugged off the ball in that opportunity, unfortunately, and they have got a chance to go on the attack as Dion George finds Morley now to Cogley on the right hand side. Jamal Lewis is too slow for that moment in time as advantage is being played for a foul committed. Ball into the area there, as you can see, as Cogley picks it up. He finds his teammate and his teammate smashes it into the bottom corner, meaning just before stroke of half time we are level. JD Cook FC 1, Bolton Wanderers 1. I wouldn't say it's a game that we've really deserved to be leading, in fairness. It's probably one of those games that could have actually been helped of going in at 0-0 because both teams have been very lacklustre, but in that moment an opportunity they've definitely taken it, and it is a very solid finish. Poor defending in the end, just leaving the man unmarked, but unfortunately that is the case and we need to go on in the second. 47 minutes being played early on in the second half, then Bolton look to start the second half nice and strong there with an opportunity as he tries to backheel it to a teammate. Reyes clears, poor clearance as it has to be said, as Prince can't latch onto the clearance. Bolton Wanderers in attack once again. Dion Charles with an opportunity to try and get past Reyes. He goes back to his teammate but onto Morley. He turns Araujo, does really well, but Belil does really well on that right hand side to be able to get stuck in at the same time and find a teammate as Franzak has played in from a lovely ball from Borges in the middle. Really good stuff there as a ball is being good to Alonso, trying to see if we can find Arango as he looks to turn his man. He's got a perfect opportunity, but he is denied by the goalkeeper there as he looks to clear his lines. Williams picks it up as he peeks up the pieces and he gets it clear. Really, really good stuff from Bolton being able to kind of defend in that moment in time, but it is really hard for themselves to get out of the area, and we are putting the pressure on, as you can can see as Franzak intercepts it high up the pitch. He finds Arango, looks to find Tyreek George there, and unfortunately it goes straight into row Z. Substitutions to be made there as Prince comes off the pitch. A little bit of a lacklustre performance. Hopefully it will change with Rodriguez now coming onto the pitch to be able to bolster that midfield and see what sort of opportunity he can bring to the table, as we have 66 minutes on the clock in this tie. Still 1-1 as things stand, and if things stand we will be going to penalties, but this might change, and Pizziganako with a top save there after a one-on-one opportunity for Dion Charles. How he's not scored that I'm not too sure, but a brilliant save by Pizziganako there as he looks to clear his lines, and now we go on the attack ourselves as Alonso switches to the right of your build there. Franzak in support on the right hand side also as he looks to be able to play him in, but that is a very poor ball, it has to be said, and it goes out for a throw-in. It's been a very strange game. Bolton have had most of the chances in the second half. Nothing really created on our part whatsoever, and it's been a little bit disappointing, it has to be said. 75 minutes now on the clock as they look for an opportunity to be created, and Sheenan's being one of them. And Pizziganako brought into life, once again making a top save, and that calls for another substitution there. Austin Parkin, the main man, is going to come on for up top for Alonso, and Zedinjai is going to come on for Franzak there as we look to be able to see if we can change our midfield, with Arango being changed to a centre mid and Hovrav coming on for Borges. Then 5 minutes left to play in this tie. We need to get something out of it. I can't go to penalties once again. We know what happens with penalties. We've had 2 shootouts, 2 losses, as we look to be able to see if we can create an opportunity with Parkin getting played in there, but they just stop us in our tracks straight away as the minutes dwindle there. As you can see, we're trying to chase the ball down and really get a goal here. As you can see, a lovely interception from Arango. Hovrav picks it up. Good stuff from Hovrav as the Hungarian looks to be able to turn his man and find Parkin. He looks to see if he can create an opportunity. Back to Arango it goes. He loops it over to Parkin, and you'd bet your house on him scoring it on that moment in time, but it's not to be on that occasion, and it is going to be a corner kick then as Tyreek George steps over the corner. Last chance for JD Cook FC. Ball whipped in. Araujo is there, and he nods it on there, and it's JD Cook FC 2, Bolton Wanderers 1, and that man Araujo at the back has surely booked our place in the next round of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Thanks to that man, it looks to be the case with only a few minutes left to spare. I'm pretty sure he should blow the whistle at the kickoff. A lovely looping ball from Tyreek George from the corner, and Araujo just leaps past the defenders, and he does what he does best and wins the header and puts it into the back of the net. And Araujo has surely booked our place in the next round, and he has. Full-time whistle has been blown. JD Cook FC 2, Bolton Wanderers 1, and that was a really good ending to that fixture. Wouldn't say it was the best of performances whatsoever. Alonso getting on the score sheet was positive, and so is Araujo at the same time. 2 youngsters getting on the score sheet, but defensively we look pretty sound, but going forward there was a little bit lacklustre. But due to the changes we made, I guess that was slightly expected. You always have it where you make changes and it doesn't really go in terms of the flow with the game and so on, which is slightly unfortunate. As you can see, the Araujo header being noted by the Athletic. Araujo snatched a win against Bolton Wanderers with his dramatic late goal, put JD Cook FC 2-1 up. Always nice to see us in the limelight as we look to be able to continue on our form in an away fixture against Plymouth Argyle. Looking forward to face Rooney's side in this particular game. Plymouth have been up there, to be honest. They've been keeping themselves in the sort of playoff places, obviously being relegated from the Championship down to League One. They're looking to get themselves back up into Championship football, and a win would be very good for themselves in this particular tie. Looking forward to this one. We're playing against a strong side, and we're hoping we can get 3 points in this tie. You just never know. Best defensive sides there, as you can see, is only 13 goals scored against us compared to Barnsley's 15, who are second just behind us there. And this is the lineup there. Munir back in goal. Reza, Marty, Gibbons and Vargas are the back 4. As we look towards the midfield, Alican is there with Rodriguez and Hovrath. In the middle with Zedinjai, Parkin and Julian Ngoy filling in for Tyreek George on the left-hand side, as he was a little bit unfit. So we do bring in Julian on the left-hand side. We have switched him to left winger role, and he's not the most favoured left winger, but he would definitely do for this particular fixture. With 6 minutes into the tie, Plymouth playing it around in the area there is a lovely challenge from Marty as he drags himself up high, finding his teammate Zedinjai as he looked to play it onto Austin Parkin there. He looks to skip past the defender. What a move! And what a goal! It's Austin Parkin that makes it Plymouth Argyle 0, JD Cook FC 1, and of course, who else but Austin Parkin. What a moment that is for the striker. Just was able to use a little bit of skill skill to be able to find his way past the defenders, and he does what he does best and nails it into the back of the net. Really good stuff. He had so much time to take that even further forward, but he absolutely lamps it into the corner. Really, really good stuff there from Austin Parkin, taking a little bit of individual brilliance in that moment in time. Not the most skillful a player, but he definitely displayed some sort of skills, and that is a very good way to showcase them. That is for sure. As we go deep into the first half, 23 minutes being played. Plymouth Argyle haven't created any sort of opportunities as of yet, as Vargas looks to tussle with Bundu there as he goes out for a throw-in, and Goy puts it back to Vargas with an opportunity to switch the side, but he looks to go down the wing to find Julian Ngoy brought into action here as he looks to create an opportunity and use some sort of skills himself there as he looks to skip past the midfielders. He finds Rodriguez now, and a simple shot just falls into the keeper's hands there, but definitely the signs are good and we're still on the attack. That is the main thing. Are we going to have to do some defending here though, as Plymouth look to stride forward and find Ryan Hardy? He looks to go forward, but Daniel Amati really strong in the tackle. He can't really go through with it though, but he does win the ball back. Determination there from Daniel Amati as Ali Kaniz there looks to find Zedin Yais, and he is found as Austin Parkin's played in the middle, and it is a challenge being made, and Parkin falls to the floor. I'm not too sure if that's a full injury or if that's the moment for this particular cutscene as we switch to the yellow card. Surely that has to be offered in this particular moment in time, and yes, a yellow card has been offered out to Lewis Gibson, and he is on a yellow card. But one thing that isn't good is Austin Parkin is injured, so we're going to have to change it up. Tyreek George is going to have to come onto the pitch, and we're going to have to put Julian Ngoy up top with Tyreek George switching to the left hand side there. As you can see, Austin Parkin injured is never a good thing. I hope it's the most shortest injury that he's ever had, because we need him back on the pitch with him being our main man as our striker. As we continue on, 37 minutes being played, still in Plymouth Argyle yet to really create anything. They struggle to do anything in this moment in time for whatever reason. I'm not too sure, but they just can't seem to get anything going, and the passing's there but the attacking isn't, unfortunately, and it's been a big Achilles heel for Plymouth Argyle as Reyes makes a really good interception, looking to find his teammates Zedin Yais on the right hand side as he looks to find his international teammate from Mexico, and he does exactly that. He plays in Julian Ngoy. He's only been in the striker role a matter of minutes, but he finds the back of the net. It's Plymouth Argyle that are trailing by 2 because it's Plymouth 0, JD Cook FC 2. Julian Ngoy switched to the striker role and he finds the back of the net. That seems to be his forte up front, and what a moment that is from Julian. Maybe that is the man to lead the line. I'm not too sure, in fairness. It's going to be a big decision to make across between himself and Reiko Alonso, but looking at this bit of individual brilliance there, he just runs into the gap. He nearly gets pushed off the ball and it nearly gets intercepted, but he nails it into the bottom corner and he gets the second goal for JD Cook FC there as he gets the first of this particular tie, and that is a very good way to be able to say, look, I'm here and I can be your striker until Austin Parkin is back fit, and that just might be the case. Julian Ngoy's had a pretty steady season. I'm not a massive fan of him, in fairness, because he hasn't got many strengths, but if he can keep scoring like that, then he can definitely be on the team. But as you can see, Plymouth just had their first chance on goal. Ryan Hardy making a decent effort as Manir brings a save in as we look to be able to play it out from the back, and it seems to be working as Hovrath picks it up. And as you can see, Tyreek George on the left hand side being brought into action as he cuts in on the right. He finds Rodriguez. Many options as Anakin is there as one of them there as he looks to be able to stride forward. He could take the shot if he possibly could, but he has been taken out in that moment in time. Advantage was being played, but no to be given, and Adam Randall has now been into the book. 2 yellow cards for Plymouth in this first half, and it's not really gone their way whatsoever. Players lashing out at the opposition, and it seems to be that their work on the pitch is not resulting in any means whatsoever. Wayne Rooney will be pretty disappointed in his players at half time as we go into the second half. Then Plymouth are going to want to be in up their actions if they want anything out of this tie. As Brian Hardy looks to take a shot there, but Manir collects it nice and comfortably as he looks to offload it to his teammate Bobby Gibbons on the right hand side. He finds Ali Kaniz there as he looks to be able to off play it to Zedin Yais. Good stuff there from JD Cook FC. It's a lovely bit of play between Zedin Yais and Ngoy, and Ngoy makes a run and Zedin Yais looks to cut in on the left, finding Anakin is there in the middle. Decent bit of play, as I mentioned, as an overlooping ball to Zedin Yais. He latches onto it, he battles with the defender, he gets into the area, he finds Ngoy, tries to take the shot, it's Hovrath, and that is a top save made by the Argyle keeper, and it looks to go out for a corner kick, but it's not to be the case, and they just get it out of play. 15 minutes left to go in this time. We've looked pretty comfortable in the second half. We've in a sense months we've shut up shop and we've just been pretty safe in our play. We haven't really had to do anything with Plymouth not really offering any sort of attacking options, but we've got one chance here. Hovrath now striding forward, 3-on-3 as we look to be able to go further forward, and he has been taken out, and Randall is already on a yellow card, and he has now got his second yellow, and he leaves the field there after the red card has been shown, and that is the end of his particular fixture. Obviously committing a foul in the first half, he got issued a yellow card, and this time round Hovrath is clear on. He's gone straight in. There's no ball won whatsoever, and that is the end of his game. Down to 10 men for Plymouth Argyle, and things are just getting that slight bit worse then for themselves as they look to be able to see if they can create something in this last 5 minutes. But Reyes really strong in the tackle, finding Vargas on the left hand side, who plays an instant ball to Tyreek George on the left hand side, and Goy's being played in the middle with an option to find Zedanyais. But what a turn that is! He tries to get past the defenders, and that would have been a great way to do so, but he can't do it in that moment in time as Plymouth Argyle look to be able to play it out from the back and go some sort of attacking options as they go back on themselves. Plymouth now just trying to play out the clock, in fairness. They know they've only got a +1 on the stoppage as Tyreek George looked to chase down the defender, and he's successful in his attempt, and that is what you call a snatch and grab sort of goal. Tyreek George literally puts the final nail in the coffin, and he gets the goal to make it Plymouth 0, JD Cook FC 3. What a moment that is for Tyreek George there, coming off the bench, obviously in the first half, replacing the injured Austin Parkin, and he gets his goal. And this game's been fairly comfortable for us, in fairness. They've had a few opportunities, but nothing that's really tested the defenders or the keepers that much to really say that they should be worthy of a goal. And that's the thing, we've been really safe in the play. We've got 3 goals, we've got ourselves obviously a clean sheet at the same time, and we've displayed some really good qualities against the top side in League One. And that is the best thing to take out of this particular fixture, and it's a good thing. The only negative thing, I have to bring out of it is obviously Austin Parkin copping an injury, which could be very, very bad for our season. But we will look at that, and we will get the information on that in a minute there as we go into the next lot of scenes of this particular episode. And as you can see, Austin Parkin is out for 2 months. A broken metatarsal injury unfortunately forces him out for 2 months. Not the worst case scenario, but at the same time I feel like we are going to struggle slightly without him leading the line, being our top goal scorer in the league as of far. It's going to be a big difference not having him in the side. So a big loss nevertheless, but hopefully with the strikers that we have got to offer, we might be okay. Julian Ngoy getting in the team of the week, as well as Israel Reyes, as we feature 2 players in the team of the week for this time round. The final game of the episode that we are going to be playing is against Lincoln City, another team that's been up there in the playoffs and a team that's been really pressurising us throughout most of the season. They've had a good season so far as they look to get themselves up into the Championship for the first time. Going to be an interesting tie, I have to say. We look pretty comfortable in front of the big teams, but you just never know. We could slip up at any given point in time. And looking at what we can see just in front of us there as it pans to us in a second, I know it's coming up, and there is the table. Lincoln City currently sitting at 4th in the table. Points wise, they're no really near around us, so even if they were to take points off of us in this particular fixture, I've only actually got to worry about the ones that are 3rd and 2nd and not 4th. But nevertheless, we still want to do a decent victory in this tie as the boss man watches on there, as you can see, looking for some support in this tie. Hopefully, obviously, with no Austin Parkin, Julian Ngoy can set up to the plate and do something for his side, but it's just one of those. It's a little bit of an unknown at this moment in time. But looking at the lineup there for JD Cook FC versus Lincoln City there as it pans to us in just a second. Munir in goal, Reyes and Amati as the centre-backs, as Bill on the right, Vargas on the left. In the middle there we have Hovrath, Borges and Rodriguez, and then the attacking front 3 is Zedanyais, Ngoy and Tyreek George. The bench is fairly strong. We've got some replacements if needed, but I'm not too sure how this tie is going to work out. And 11 minutes into the tie there, as you can see, Bill picks it up on the right hand side. Many in support as Zedanyais offers support on the right hand side, but he looks to play it over to Julian Ngoy. He can't latch onto it. It's an unfortunate bit of play, to be honest, as we look to be able to see what we can do in this moment in time. As you can see, Vargas picks it out on the left. He finds Tyreek George. George tries to do something, finding Borges. Borges with the shot, and that is a big save made by Wickens in between the sticks there. Lincoln under pressure in this tie as we reach the half-an-hour mark. Only the one chance to show just for now there is we look to be able to see if we can create something else. As Zedanyais picks it out on the right-hand side, looks to find Rodriguez, and he is found, but a poor pass there there, and unfortunately they do retrieve their players. House picks it up for Lincoln City, looking to go on the attack themselves there, and they look promising in the attack as Jeffries picks it up. Many opportunities in white shirts there offering support at the same time as one strays offside, but he goes back onside. It's Draper to House, and he's got a chance there, and he puts it into the top corner, and it's JD Cook FC that are trailing because it is Lincoln that take the lead in this particular fixture. JD Cook FC 0, Lincoln City 1. Slightly unexpected because Lincoln haven't created anything whatsoever in this tie, but they have taken their chance in this moment, and hats off to them in fairness, because that is a very good effort. Munir should be doing slightly better from his near post, but at the same time he has the defenders around him to be able to stop that sort of opportunity, and unfortunately that wasn't the case on that moment in time as Reyes tries to run back, but it's just not enough to be able to stop House in that moment in time. As we continue on then into the second half, we need a better second half if we want to get a result against Lincoln City. We need one goal to draw, but we need another to be able to win this fixture. So big asks from the manager to the players as we lose the ball up the field there, as you can see. But Rodriguez with a lovely challenge, finding Tyreek George. He nods it on to Ngoy. Really good effort there. And Wickens brought into another save as he puts it out for a corner kick. Very good save from Wickens as Zedin looks to be able to see if he can put a ball into the area. Zedin is there, and that is a very good header from Amati as it just goes onto the top netting. As we look to make some substitutions, Arango is going to come onto the field for Borges to be able to pump up the midfield and see if we can get some more attacking options going. As Arango is into action there, he looks to find Hovrath. He's found Tyreek George on the left hand side, can't be found, but he goes back to Hovrath there as we wait for George to get back to his feet, and Hovrath picks it up. He looks to be able to see if he can take it upon himself, but a poor touch leads to them intercepting it. But the pass is poor coming out as Rodriguez picks it up. He slots it to Zedin. He finds the gap, he cuts inside, he takes the hit, and that is a top save made by Wickens once again. I don't know how he's making these big saves. It's really, really strange to see, in truth to be told. And we are going to make another substitution. Julian Ngoy can't really light up the game like he did against Plymouth, and unfortunately has to come off the pitch for Breaker Alonso as we make some substitutions there. As you can see, 70 minutes on the clock, and Hovrath is denied from the corner. How this is not being a goal. I'd really settle for a draw in this moment in time because Wickens is denying absolutely everything he possibly can, and it's unbelievable the sort of game he is having in this moment in time, to save after save after save. And Lincoln City now looking to go on some sort of attack as they look to pick the game up for themselves. No real attacking options being created in the second half, so they would like to see if that can change. But Babil makes a very good challenge, finding Arago in the middle, Zedin nice in support on the right hand side. One of his teammates, Alonso, taking the run there, but it's a poor pass, and they do intercept as they look to go on some sort of attacking run themselves as House picks it up. He finds Draper on the left hand side. Good play from Lincoln. He's got many in support. He goes for the shot himself, and it goes out for a goal kick. Substitution to be made once again there as Adekiniz comes on for the pitch for Rodriguez, looking to freshen up the midfield once again in the final 5 minutes that we have got to play in this tie. Lincoln could be in here. House looks to find an opportunity, but Daniel Amati getting stuck in the challenge as Kaniz is brought into life there as he finds Zedin on the right hand side. Reiko Alonso is being played in there as he looks to be able to see if he can find Zedin, but he skips past the defender, and how this is not a red card, I will not know. That was only that was nothing, absolutely nothing, not even a yellow. But the full-time whistle has been blown, and we have lost this particular fixture. Not ideal whatsoever, but we don't rarely lose. So in fairness, we've dropped points, yes. Ben House, fair play to you, getting one attempt, one goal. I think they took their chances at the end of the day, and that was the difference for ourselves. But we didn't really go up to scratch, and this might be the difficulty we have with no Austin Parkin up top, because predominantly he would have played that fixture. But on to brighter things. We need to renew the contract of Munir if we want to see him next season. Now, I'm in two minds that I were to do this, but I don't think Pizziganako will be good enough for the Championship next season. And if Munir can hold on to some sort of rating, then I'll be quite happy. But at the same time, there is going to come a point where I need to replace him. He's 36 years of age. He kind of dwindles between 73 and 74 rated. He didn't actually look for an extension initially. He just wanted a pay rise, which bewilders me in fairness. But we have gone for the year, and he's quite happy to accept that. So at least he's gone for a year added on. Because even if we do sell him next season, we're going to get some sort of fee for him unless he does retire. He's gone for a high bonus at the same time, which I'm not really a fan of paying whatsoever. whatsoever. So we've gone for 5 grand and 29,000, and he's quite happy to accept that without the clean sheet bonus, and we should be seeing Munir there next season with a simulation game to finish off the episode. And it's not looking good. A 2-2 draw against Mansfield Down, and we've dropped some points in this particular episode. Julian Ngoy getting 2 goals, the only 2 for JD Cook FC. Unfortunately, it could have got even worse for ourselves as they missed a penalty, Mansfield Down, so at least we have to count ourselves lucky. And I know we're in December, but a loan move has been activated for Hassan, a player that we put up from the academy to the senior team, and it'll be good for him to get some game time and up his potential even further, so he does go on loan to Morecambe. But this is the table. Things are looking pretty comfortable for ourselves still, don't get me wrong, but shouldn't really have to activate panic stations yet. But if we keep going like this, then we are definitely going to lose a lot of solid points there. Bradford and Salford down at the bottom, with MK Dons in 14th there, as you can see, from League 2 up into League 1. But looking at the top there, we look pretty comfortable, I have to say. Even though that we have dropped points, we're still a far significant amount away from Peterborough. Played 22, won 16, drawn 4 and lost 2, sitting on 52 points compared to Peterborough's 47. So 5 points clear, still work to do, but we're in a good position, and that's exactly what we need. So we'll finish this episode on that particular note. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.